Hello everyone, it's the Pathfinder. So today's episode of Which One to Rip is between Surging Spark and Super Electric Breaker, the Japanese set that has the same chase card that many people are actually going after, which is the Pikachu EX. And today we're going to take a look at what are the chances of pulling them, as well as how much do you have to pay on average if you are really looking to pull it yourself. Without further ado, let's take a look at the cards that are inside this set. So I think most of us are quite familiar with that. So I'm not going to go through all the cards one by one. But as you can see, there are quite a lot of beautiful cards in the Surging Spark. Besides the Pikachu and the Latias, it's basically full of AR that is looking very nice. Even the Phoebus is nice, Mesprit is nice, Skarmory is nice. So many cards, and they are really good looking, and some of them are actually costing quite a bit. As for Super Electric Breaker, they have actually about half of them. Milotic is here, Hydreigon is here, Pikachu is here, of course. You have the Duran, you have the Clemon Sweet, and Celerage is in this set as well. And Magneton is a promo in the ATB, but in Japanese is actually part of their main set. And you have Mesprit, you have the Dark Trio, quite cute, Phoebus, and you have Slakoth, Fanfi. Quite a lot of the nice cards are here, but I think the main thing that is missing from this set is, of course, the Latios and the Latias, which is the chase for many people. If you're not chasing Pikachu in Surging Spark, then you're probably chasing the Latios and the Latias, right? Alright, so let's also take a look at the main cards, the Japanese and English. What are the differences? So this card appears in both sets, and the English version is quite a bit more expensive, more than 200% of the price of the Japanese card. The next one is Milotic. You have, again, the English side is much more expensive than the Japanese side. You may start thinking, why is it that the English card always appears to be more expensive than Japanese card? And there are many people, even the YouTubers or people who have been in this for a long time, they may tell you that, oh, it's because the English cards are more sought after, there are more English speaking collectors and things like that. But I think there are actually more to it when it comes to the pricing, which we will explore in a while. But maybe it would be good for you to keep it in mind. Next one is the Go Pikachu. This one is right about 2 times the price in English compared to in Japanese. Yeah, this is the regular EX full art, 179% in the favor of the English cards. Celerage is quite interesting. In the English version is a lot more expensive than the Japanese version, almost 700% more. And the next one, Phoebus. A very nice looking card. This one actually makes a set with the Milotic. Milotic appears to be flying out of the water, and Phoebus looking from the bottom. It's a nice looking card. And here I just want to quickly go through the pull rate for Surging Spark. This one is by TCG player, so they opened 800 Surging Sparks booster packs, and they came up with the pull rate. What I added here is just the price. As of 27 February last week, the box price for Surging Spark booster box is almost $260. It may be slightly more at the moment, but you can do the same exercise. You can find the pull rate from TCG player article, and you just multiply the pack price. This how I got this number is basically this 259.5 divided by 36. You're gonna get the same number as me. And then what I did was I just multiplied this pack price to this number. Like, for example, if you are looking to pull a specific illustration rare, you need 300 packs, right? That means if you really want to pull every single one of them, or you want to just pull one very specific one, you may have to pay up to $2,000 to get it in on average, right? If you're lucky. So the special illustration rare SIR, same thing. You need about 960 pack to pull a specific SIR, and that will comes up to close to $7,000 for one SIR, very specific one if you really want to pull it yourself, so on and so forth. This is for the gold cards, it's very expensive. Ultra rare, $2,000. Ace packs, specific one, more than $1,000. So the number seems very, very big. The truth is it has always been like that for especially the higher price boxes. Some sets it's harder to pull because they are huge and the pull rate is not very good. So for example, the Surging Spark, right after Obsidian Flame and Paldea Evolve, when they goes to Paradox Rift, the 4th and the 5th set onwards, the pull rate has been difficult. Even the Sword and Shield era was difficult as well when it comes to the alt art. It's not very surprising, but when we put it like that, then you will see that wow. So if I really want to pull everything myself, or you want to pull yourself a master set, it's going to be costing a bomb, right? So I also want to just show you in perspective. For example, if you are very, very lucky, so here it says that for any normal people, it takes about on average 87 packs to pull one SIR. So let's say you are very lucky, super lucky, the first SIR you pull from this set happens to be the Pikachu EX. And mind you, there are many SIR in the set, right? That's why the number is so big. So let's say if you pull the first SIR from the set in 87 packs and you happen to pull the most expensive one, the Pikachu EX SIR, you will still lose $167, right? And if you pull the most expensive IR, which is Latios, in 13 packs, this rate is actually quite good, right? 13 packs, 1 IR, so you pull about 2 to 3, usually 3 in one booster box, 36 packs. So let's say the first one you pull, or in 13 packs, you happen to pull the Latios, which is the most expensive one, you still lose close to $50, right? If you are not very lucky and it takes really a normal average luck, so for example, it takes you 960 packs to pull the Pikachu, you're going to end up losing $6,460. As for the Latios, if you really took 300 packs, you got to pull it yourself. Some people are very persistent. They really want to pull their cards themselves, and they spend like 300 packs to pull Latios. They'll end up losing $2,000, $2,117, right? So this is, you can do the same exercise when the box price is much lower. So for example, at release, it was you can get it at $120, $130. Then of course the price will be about half of this. You may even make some money, you know. If you're very, very lucky, the first SIR, the IR you pull a very expensive one, you may even make a profit, right? If you sell it immediately. But for people who actually wants to pull their own card, we don't really sell them unless you are that lucky and you pull a duplicate, right? Okay, so let's move on to the Japanese set. So Super Electric Breaker, this one is a chart that I did it up myself. So yeah, you see my name here, Pathfinder. You won't find this anywhere else. Of course, the information again is based on the Pokécard, which is actually quite well established rate. Pull rate for Japanese set, they have quite a fixed pull rate. The only difference is of course how many number of SAR in the set, how many number of AR, how many number of SR, what's the number of UR in the set. That's the main difference, and of course the pack price is different, right? So I also did this for what was that, Crimson Haze, which is going up in price like crazy. When I bought it was 4,900 to almost 5,000 yen. Now it's actually closing in on 8,500 yen. It's crazy. It's only a few weeks ago that I bought my boxes. So here you will find the Super Electric Breaker. I just put it like that, very similar to how TCG player present it, so that at one glance we can take a look at what it takes to pull the AR or SAR, the ultra rare, the gold card, super rare, or the A specs. So here you can see that of course the number looks much smaller, you know, because it's a smaller set, it's half a set of the Surging Spark, so naturally it is much smaller. And also because they don't have, for example, not as many SAR in the half set as compared to the English side, so you also take less packs to get the card that you want. So for example, in the English Surging Spark, it takes close to 1,000 pack to get a specific SAR, but in the Japanese side you will only need about 600 And yeah, here I think, what was that? You needed 300, is it? I think about 300 to pull a specific art rare, but in Japanese you only need 120 packs. Yeah, so on and so forth. So the only things that I will always notice is that the super rare is harder to pull in Japanese in terms of the rate. I'm not too sure why. And art rare is usually easier. Special art rare, it depends on how many SAR there are, but typically it's slightly easier as well. But the main thing is that the pack price is a lot lower in Japanese. And of course you may say, but they are not the same, right? This is Japanese, that's English. I like to read my cards. So that's usually the reason why people are going to English and they're sticking to English rather than exploring other languages. Of course, there are many other languages right now, but I think Japanese is one of the one that I don't mind collecting because their quality is usually better than the English cards, and the color and the texture and everything is a lot better as well. So let's do the same exercise. Let's say if you pull, you spend 100 pack to pull one SAR, just like a normal person, and you got very lucky. The first SAR you pull is a Pikachu, the most expensive one. You will still end up losing $100, right? And Cerulege, if you remember, in this set is only like $5.80 or something like that, so it's very cheap. So if you pull it on the first one, you're gonna lose $24. And yeah, if you're not very lucky, average luck, you really took 600 pack to pull the Pikachu and 120 pack to pull Cerulege. This is how much you're going to lose in terms of the cost you will need to spend buying the packs, right? Yeah, so what is the moral of the story here? I think the moral of the story is that don't try to pull any card yourself. I mean, you can try, get a box or two, open them, and if you don't get it, I think you should just stop there rather than keep trying and trying. But I think the other thing I wanted to show is just put them side by side. Surging Spark on the right, and this is the Japanese set, Super Electric Breaker. So if you are looking to pull special rare yourself, you really wanted the Pikachu to pull it yourself, then the Japanese way is definitely a lot cheaper. So this is $1,800 compared to close to $7,000. So this is like almost four times expensive with the English side. Art rare is usually, like I say, the bigger difference. This is 6 to almost 7 times more. A-spec, I think only the players really care about A-specs, right? Collector don't really care. So, but special rare, as I say, is typically quite close. I'm not too sure why. I think maybe because the super rare in Japanese is harder to pull. And of course, that's usually the reason. Ultra rare, if you care about them, in the Japanese side, typically is a lot cheaper to pull as well. So yeah, so when you look at them side by side like that, you can see there's a very, very big difference, especially because Surging Spark is very expensive now. And even Super Electric Breaker price has been going up. Now they are already double MSRP. Oh, actually, if you think about it that way, they are actually even more expensive than English, right? English is $260, is not even double yet, but Japanese is already more than double in Japanese yen. Yeah, so if you think about that way, the Japanese relatively is actually more expensive than Surging Spark. Okay, so now what are the things that I got out of this exercise? I think if you really want to chase, you want to put a card yourself, especially art rare, special art rare, and ultra rare, is a lot more affordable to do it in Japanese than in English. That's one. And the other thing is actually ripping Japanese boxes. I felt, based on my own experience, you get a lot of cheaper thrill. If you just want the thrill of opening some shiny cardboards and really looking at the nice arts, Japanese for me is the way to go. Like a box, even this box is $90, and you pull like a 3 AR and a chance of pulling a special art rare or ultra rare or super rare. So as compared to a Surging Spark, where same thing, you're going to pull like 3 IR and maybe 1 SIR. Is not even guaranteed, but usually you get one. But there's it's much more difficult in English, right? If you really want to collect only English, and after you pull a box or two, my recommendation is just buy the single, right? Don't try to chase them. It is way too expensive. Yes, so that's what I wanted to share today. I hope you get something out of this. I'm going to try to do this for the other sets as well. So let me know if there are any other sets that interest you. I do not know whether I'm going to do the Paradise Dragona for Latios and Latias. May not be as interesting, because usually this exercise only makes sense if we are looking to compare, really big cards like the here you have the Pikachu, and Crimson Haze you have the Greninja, and Terrestrial Festival I'll probably do it as well. Just give me some time. Yeah, just let me know what are the other sets or the cards that you would like me to take a look. See you in the next one.